Hi guys, it's Sheila Shimmers. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm filming from my phone, so it's a little bit different because I'm kind of in a rush today, but I really wanted to try out this foundation and do a wear test for you guys. This one is the L'Oreal Infallible Fresh Wear Foundation. I picked this up a couple of days ago, and I know I'm late for the game because this foundation came out a long time ago, but I really wanted to try it. It has SPF 25. It is supposed to be waterproof and transfer resistant, and it's supposed to be lightweight and full coverage. So I'm super excited. It comes in more than 30 shades. The shades that I picked up is called 460, and I believe they do have names online, but on the actual bottle it just says the numbering. I think it's gonna fit me really well. It comes in this little bottle right here, and you kind of take this little red cap like this, and it has a little pump as well. I don't know if this locks. It doesn't really have like a safety lock, so I guess it's just a little cap protecting it from the product coming out. But it retails for $14, I think $14.99 at Ulta, which is where I picked it up, and it comes with 1 fluid ounce. So I'm really excited. I think the shade, at least on the bottle, I feel like it's gonna match me. It is a glass bottle, by the way, I forgot to mention that. Glass bottle and then plastic little pump. I'm just gonna put a little bit of primer on. I'm gonna be using the Tarte Timeless Primer. I love this one. I use it all the time. So I feel like this one is gonna be a very fair try to this foundation. So I'm just gonna be putting a little bit of this underneath my eyes. I'm not gonna prime my whole face, but I definitely need a little bit of help. The weather is definitely changing here in PA, so it's kind of starting to be really cold, so I have a lot of dryness underneath my eyes, around my nose, and kind of on this little area right here. I am also breaking out really badly. I think it's from like all the face paint looks that I used in the last couple of weeks, but I just don't know how to get rid of these little pimples over here. I don't know what's going on. My face just looks really bad, and I feel like this lighting over here just doesn't hide any of it. So I'm gonna be just applying it with my sponge on my left side, and then we'll do a brush on this one. So I'm gonna just shake this bottle. It doesn't really say to shake it, but I just like doing this just in case. And then I'm just gonna pump out. I think that is 1 pump. I'm gonna put a pump and a half, I guess. There it is. Okay, so I'm just gonna put a little bit of this just so I can see like the actual shade, and I think it's a nice shade. It is definitely very neutral, but I think it's gonna match. I don't actually think that was a full pump. So it does have an alcohol smell. I think it's the SPF that I'm actually smelling. I'm gonna put a little bit more just because I don't think, there we go, that is an actual pump. So what I'm gonna be doing is just dotting this where I want it, because I already put a little bit of product on this area. So I'm just gonna build it up on areas where I need more coverage. It feels really good on the skin. I already kind of blended it out on my cheeks over here, and I think it looks and feels really nice. They were definitely right on the sense of it being lightweight, because it doesn't feel like a lot on your skin. I know a lot of people with different skin types really like this foundation. Like, I do have dry skin, but I know a lot of people with oily skin like this combination. So I just wanted to see if it was good for dry skin, because my skin is extra dry. All right, so right there, I think I have about 2 pumps on the side of my face. I don't think that it is a full coverage foundation, just because I still see a lot of things peeking through. I'm seeing a little bit of texture on this area right here. I don't think it looks really nice just on this little area, but that is like my most textured part of my face. But you can see right there how the coverage is actually pretty nice, I think, and the tone of the foundation is also really nice. I feel like it definitely matches my body, so I do really like at least the shade. I really like it. I don't feel like I have to go with any more foundation, so I'm just gonna move on to the brush side, and then we're just gonna see where we are and see if I have to build it up in inner area. So with the brush, I'm using this Tarte brush. Doesn't really have a name, it's just the Tarte foundation brush. And we'll blend this out. Here's 1 pump on this side. I don't feel like it looks as nice and smooth as this one. I still see a little bit of redness peeking through. I see all my pimples peeking through, but obviously this side has just a little bit more coverage. So I think I'm gonna put just a little tiny more on this right here, this whole situation, because feel like I covered enough. I also don't think that with the brush, I feel like it just looks a little bit more dry. I just feel like the damp sponge definitely hides a little bit more of my dryness, and just like, I don't know. This one like intensifies, I feel like, and it shows a lot more texture as well, so. But overall, I feel like it looks really nice. I feel like this is one of the best matches with the color that I have. So I left it in a medium coverage right now. I feel like I could have kept going with more foundation, but I just feel like it feels really breathable and comfortable right now, so I didn't want to like go too far with it and make it a little bit cakey. So I just want to let you guys just see how it looks with, I think, 2 pumps on this side and like maybe a pump and a half on this one. So I think it looks really nice. There's obviously some things speaking through, but those don't really bother me. So I'm gonna go in with the Juvia's Place concealer. I'm using this one, it's in the shade 19. This one is really light for me, but I just like to use it. I do believe that I have a shade darker than this one. I don't really know where it is. So I'm just gonna go with this one. For powder, I'm going to be going in with the Chanel translucent powder, and I'm just going to set under my eyes and kind of the areas where I applied concealer. I really want to set the foundation a lot because I do want to see how it wears. And honestly, my skin doesn't really need that much powder just because of, like, I don't really get oily. I just kind of like sealing things into place. Yeah, so I went in with a little bronzer and blush and highlight, nothing too crazy, put on some mascara and a lipstick, and I feel like I really like how it looks. Honestly, it's not like my favorite foundation just because I feel like on this texture areas it just really looks really textured, but other than that I feel like it's really nice on other areas. I'm really impressed with the color of the foundation. That is the one thing that I like the most. The color of this is like my perfect match. I don't think I own another foundation that matches me so well. And I do think that I have to try it with a little bit more coverage just because I felt like I could have kept going. I also could have gone a lot lighter, but it did cover up pretty well just the little pimples that I have. And I feel like they don't look as red, even though you can still see that they're still there, but they're obviously not as intense and red and just, I don't know. I feel like it just hit them really well. One thing that I do like about it is that it has SPF 25, so that way I don't have to go in with an extra step in the morning and apply SPF. It's also very nice and like breathable and lightweight, so that is also really nice as well. So I feel like overall I did use quite an amount of product today, but I do feel like that is something that I can't really avoid with the amount of coverage that I was going for today, but honestly it feels really nice. So far as price, I feel like it's very fair, just $15 for this foundation. I feel like L'Oreal's prices usually go from $10 to $15, so I feel like it's really fair. You do get 1 fluid ounce, which is kind of like their norm on foundations, so I really like it. As far as packaging, I do like the glass bottle. I love that they included a pump. I love pumps. So it's a really nice packaging, super comfortable. I don't really have a lot to say right now because I obviously haven't worn it for a long time, but I feel like so far it looks really good. So I'm just gonna let you guys know how it wears throughout the day, and I'll see you guys in a little bit. Hey guys, so this is how it looks like after 4 hours. Honestly, I thought that this would look a little bit more natural looking, especially because it's called fresh wear, but to me, this looks very matte, and I feel like the texture areas right here, and on my forehead are just starting to look a little bit worse. Overall, I feel like it looks really nice. Nothing has rubbed off, and the coverage still like pretty medium in my opinion. I think that you could build this up, but honestly it just feels more comfortable to wear just a couple of layers of it. And I feel like with 2 pumps, almost 3, I feel like I should have gotten a little bit further with this foundation, so I don't think it's like super full coverage, but so far it has been really transfer proof. Like I've been touching my face and stuff and I don't really see it transferring anywhere. I feel like it's really comfortable, but I just don't think that it's very like natural looking, especially for people with dry skin. I just feel like it makes it look a little bit worse. If you have dry skin and you have texture, that is probably the worst combination ever. So I did go in with a pore filling primer, and I feel like it didn't really do much difference. So I don't think I love this one, but I think it's just pretty okay. So that's how I'm feeling so far. I'll check back with you guys in a couple of hours. Hi guys, so it is now the end of the day. I have been wearing this foundation for about 8 hours, so I'm just gonna end this video here, but I'm gonna let you guys know that I don't think I love this foundation for the amount of hype that it has and so many people saying that they love them. I expected it to be a little bit better than the Maybelline Fit Me, and it just really isn't. I feel like the coverage is not as good, the finish is not as good either. It's just like a very dry matte finish, and I just prefer something a little bit more glowy, something that doesn't make me feel so textured and look so textured. If I would have kept going with more foundation, by now it would have looked very, very cakey. You can see kind of on my forehead and these areas right here, which just doesn't look pleasant. It's just not a good look. I don't think that it's a bad foundation, it's just nothing exciting. I don't really recommend this one. I don't think it's a bad foundation because it actually wore really nicely and it's really lightweight, so it's very comfortable, but I don't know. If you're looking for something like this, maybe go with the NYX Born to Glow or the Maybelline Fit Me. Those are really, really good options. I also felt like the scent of it and the smell, the fragrance or the SPF, I don't know what it was, but it was very annoying. I kept smelling it all day, so I don't really recommend this one. I feel like this one is going to be a pass for me. I would probably keep using it just because I purchased it, but I mean, I feel like in the sun right there, you can see how my skin is just not looking the best. I feel like it just looks very dry. Just maybe if I mixed it, it would be a great foundation. Like if I mixed it maybe with a more hydrating primer or a more hydrating foundation, I feel like that would make a difference because I really, really like the shade of this one. I feel like the shade is just so perfect, so I wanted to love it so much, but I just don't feel like for my type of skin, and especially in the winter, how my skin is acting, it's just probably not a good mix. So thank you so much for watching this video. As always, please don't forget to subscribe below, and I will see you guys on my next one. Bye.